Michigan steals one at Wrigley Field to beat Northwestern and to keep their Big Ten title hopes alive. Michigan. Hey, they not playing around. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? My name is Dan Lagus, and this is Multi-AF. Michigan with the dub. They eke it out. My boy Vada. Big kick energy, Vada. 24-22, Michigan gets the dub. They're 8-2. They were ranked 18th in the country. They'll probably move up to say 14 in the country. Closer and closer and closer. The Big Ten is getting slightly more exciting right now with what you got going on with Oregon, USC, and Michigan. Keep your eyes out on those three squads in particular. If there's another one, I'll list them. But those are the three that I can think of. I don't think there's any more. Michigan got Maryland coming up. There's a challenge there, but I think Michigan should absolutely get that dub. They should not play around with their food. And then they got Ohio State. That game gets bigger and bigger every single week. Every single week, that game gets bigger and bigger. Let me just say this. I know that Bryce Underwood is a freshman, but I want to see more from him. 21 of 32 for 280 yards. That's good. That looks good. That clearly means you're moving the ball down the field. You're making plays. The 2 interceptions, though. Look, nobody's giving Northwestern credit. Excuse me. Nobody's giving them credit. This is a team that's much better than their record. Much better than their record. All right. Their record right now, they're currently 5-5. But every single one of their losses have been pretty close. Very close, if I'm not mistaken. Taking a look here. Lost 28-21 to Nebraska. 38-17 to USC. So that game wasn't so close. But beat Purdue, beat Penn State, beat UCLA, lost 34-14 to Oregon. All right, so they got plenty of losses on here, but this team is competing. This is not a team you really want to play against. You don't want to get caught up looking at their record. All right, they got some guys. And in this game in particular, it's hard to really even pick out which of their guys was the reason why they had a chance to win this game. Northwestern lost the time of possession, 33-27. Northwestern committed more penalties. Northwestern punted the ball more. Michigan threw more interceptions. Northwestern had more sacks. They had 3 sacks to Michigan's 1. Michigan had almost 500 yards of total offense, while Northwestern didn't have half. Michigan, 280 passing yards to Northwestern's 184. Michigan's 216 rush yards to Northwestern's 61. I don't understand why Northwestern was even in this game. Michigan had 25 first downs to Northwestern's 11. Somebody help me out in the comments. Somebody else who watched this game. I watch, but I don't understand. Besides the fact that Northwestern plays hard, I saw a Northwestern team that found a way to put their offense in good situations, put their offense in, short field scenarios by getting interceptions. But why was this a game? Does this say more about Michigan, or does this say more about Northwestern? Oregon was able to beat this Northwestern team. USC was able to beat this Northwestern team. Michigan barely made it out. Michigan did not beat USC, as you know. So I think Michigan is the weak link of those 5 Big Ten teams that have a shot at making it. Ohio State, Indiana are looking like locks. Ohio State has to beat Michigan, though, to be a lock in the Big Ten and to get to the Big Ten title game. So they weren't able to make it to the Big Ten title game last season because of their loss to Oregon and their loss to Michigan. So this is not that Ohio State team. This Ohio State team looks much more prepared. I think they've been resting Carnell Tate because they want to be prepared for that game against Michigan. They want all their firepower. But I'm trying to understand how it is that this Michigan team is where they are. I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. Michigan got so much production out of the run game in this game. 142 yards on the ground from Jordan Marshall. And I'm a really big fan of two players in particular on Northwestern's team, Caleb Komalafe, and I don't have his name in front of me, but Griffin Wilde. Let me see how many Griffin had. 51 yards of total offense. A couple tough throws that they threw to him that were a little bit too far ahead of him in this game. He probably would have ended up with 100 yards. He's a sleeper. I think he ends up being a really good 4th, 5th round draft pick. And ends up being like a guy. He's a guy. He's got really great hands. He can make some. He can make some plays. I think he's a good number 3 wide receiver. Ultimately, this Michigan team is punching above their weight. They've already accomplished more than they should have. I'm going to take a look at their schedule really quick. They've accomplished more than they should have. And who am I to say that? But the Oklahoma loss, that's a big loss for Michigan right now. That's a big win for Oklahoma right now, especially since Michigan's still ranked. And Michigan at least beat the hell out of Central Michigan. They barely beat Nebraska, beat Wisconsin, lost to USC pretty badly, beat Washington very well, beat Michigan State, beat Purdue, beat Northwestern. So they're winning games that they're supposed to win. And their 2 losses, one to a SEC team, one of the top SEC teams, and then USC. And then Maryland, I think that's a Michigan win. Don't know what kind of Michigan win that is. Don't know how that one's going to look. Not sure if the odds are out on this game just yet. Previous matchup, Michigan won 31-24. Right. I wouldn't be surprised if it's that kind of game. I wouldn't be surprised if Michigan is low-key looking up ahead to the Ohio State game and ends up in a battle with Maryland. I don't see Maryland winning that game, though. Ultimately, I'm not sold on this Michigan team. I know they're fighting to the end. I'm not sold on them. I don't know how well Ohio State has been tested because they're not playing against good teams. Would love to see Ohio State maybe have 2 games in particular where their out-of-conference games are really big. For Ohio State this season, their out-of-conference really big game was Texas, and that was it. Because the only other out-of-conference games that they got on the schedule are Grambling State and Miami of Ohio. Ohio State, I don't think that they're giving the college football world what they deserve. I think Ohio State is strategically moving forward by beating up on people in the Big Ten, beat Washington, beat Minnesota, beat Illinois, beat Wisconsin, beat Penn State, beat Purdue, beat UCLA, beat Rutgers, and then you got Michigan. They haven't beat Rutgers yet, excuse me. And I just think Ohio State is just... I know they're a better team. I know they have better players than this Michigan team across the board. I know they have more depth than this Michigan team. But I don't know how good this Ohio State team is. This is not the same Ohio State team as last year. Got a whole different quarterback, different running back room. It's completely different. So I do believe that Michigan-Ohio State game is going to have a lot of value. It's going to be played at Michigan. So it's going to be a crazy scenario for Ohio State to go up in there and try to get that dub. But I'm not sold on Michigan. I don't want to see them struggling with Northwestern. I know I like Northwestern. I think Northwestern can absolutely get to a bowl game. I'm not bullshitting when I say that. Who they got next? They got Minnesota and Illinois. They could beat both of those teams. Straight up. Yes, Illinois. I think Northwestern can beat Illinois. That's a game I'll probably put something on. But tell me what you think about this. Let me know if you feel like I'm out of bounds. This has been a fairly good season for Bryce Underwood for his freshman year. Got to get somebody in there who could really develop this young man. Michigan could really use some studs at wide receiver. They got some pieces missing. I look forward to seeing how this team looks with Bryce Underwood as a junior. to be real. That's enough for me on this one, guys. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Would you be so kind to subscribe? I'll see you in the next video. Peace.